Yes.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Could you please give us your name?
Jeffery Epstein.
The Epstein Enablers, Uncovering the Web of Deceit and Corruption. Well, guys, welcome to this documentary expose on one of the most shocking and disturbing scandals of our time. Jeffery Epstein, the billionaire financier and convicted sex offender, left behind a trail of secrets and lies that continue to haunt us today. As we delve into the world of Epstein and his associates, we will reveal a complex web of deceit and corruption that reaches the highest levels of power and privilege. From politicians and business leaders to celebrities and royalty, we will examine the connections and relationships that enabled Epstein's crimes and allowed him to evade justice so long.
The problem was the fact that once he had been convicted,
you stayed with him.
I stayed with him, and that's the bit that as it were, I kick myself for on a daily basis, because it was not something that was becoming of a member of the royal family, and we try and uphold the highest standards and practices, and I let the side down. Simple as that.
But this documentary is not about Epstein himself. It's about the people who surrounded him, supported him, and profited from his activities. It's about the enablers, the facilitators, and the co-conspirators who helped to create and sustain the Epstein empire. Over the course of this documentary, we will be revealing a list of individuals who were connected to Epstein, either directly or indirectly. These individuals came from all walks of life, and their connections to Epstein are varied and complex. Some of them were business associates, partners, or clients of Epstein's. Others were friends, acquaintances, or romantic partners. And then there are those who were complicit in Epstein's crimes, either by actively participating or by turning a blind eye.
Prosecutors say that she recruited and groomed 4 girls between 1994 and 2004 for Epstein, her longtime associate and former boyfriend. Before the judge read the sentence, Maxwell spoke to the court and the victims, but remained defiant, saying, quote, "I am sorry for the pain that you experienced. I hope my conviction and harsh incarceration brings you pleasure."
As we reveal the names on the list, we will provide a detailed examination of their connections to Epstein, as well as their roles and responsibilities in enabling his activities. We will also explore the broader implications of these connections and what they reveal about the systems of power and privilege that allowed Epstein to thrive. So let us begin this journey into the world of Jeffrey Epstein and his enablers. It's a story that will shock, disturb, and outrage you. But it's also a story that needs to be told in order to bring justice and accountability to those who have been named by Epstein's actions. The list of Epstein's enablers is long and varied, but here are some of the key individuals who will be featured in this documentary. Ghislaine Maxwell had a romantic relationship with Jeffrey Epstein in the early 1990s and remained closely associated with him for over 25 years until his death in 2019. During this time, Maxwell allegedly played a key role in recruiting and grooming underage girls for Epstein's sex trafficking ring, earning her the nickname Epstein's Madam. Bill Clinton's associated with Jeffrey Epstein has been a topic of much debate and scrutiny. According to Clinton's newly released autobiography, Citizen, he denies ever visiting Epstein's private Caribbean island. However, he does acknowledge meeting Epstein through his charitable foundation work after leaving the White House in 2001. Clinton recounts establishing his office in Harlem, New York, where he first met Epstein in person, followed by another meeting at Epstein's Manhattan mansion. He also confirms taking flights aboard Epstein's private jet for Clinton Foundation activities, but maintains their discussions were limited to politics and economics. David Copperfield, the famous magician, had a connection to Jeffrey Epstein through his private island, Little St. James Island. Copperfield purchased the island from Epstein in 2006 for $57 million. Stephen Hawking, the renowned physicist, had a connection to Jeffrey Epstein through his visits to Epstein's private island, Little St. James Island. Over the course of this documentary, we will be exploring the connections and relationships between these individuals and Jeffrey Epstein. We will examine the evidence, interview key witnesses and experts, and provide a detailed analysis of the implications of these connections. So let's get started on this journey into the world of Epstein's enablers. It's a story that will take us from the mansions of Manhattan and Palm Beach to the darkest corners of the global elite. But it's a story that needs to be told in order to bring justice and accountability to those who have been harmed by Epstein's actions. So join me again for episode 2, and thank you for listening.
Raise your right hand, please.
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do. Could you please give us your name?
Jeffery Epstein.
In our previous episode, we introduced you to the world of Jeffrey Epstein and the enablers. We revealed a list of individuals who were connected to Epstein, either directly or indirectly. But who were these people? And what were their roles in the Epstein network? The Power Brokers, uncovering the Epstein network. In this episode, we will be taking a closer look at the power brokers who surrounded Epstein. These were the individuals who had that power, influence, and connections to help Epstein build his empire and evade justice.
Melinda's advice and wishes.
Oh, I've said that this is, you're going way back in time, but yeah,
New audience.
I will say for the, over 100th time, yeah, I shouldn't have had dinners with him.
We will be exploring the relationships between Epstein and some of the most important and powerful people in the world, including politicians, business leaders, and royalty. So let's look at the key individuals who will be featured in this episode, starting with Bill Clinton.
With a Fox News alert, you got hundreds of pages of Jeffrey Epstein's court documents now unsealed.
Several prominent figures are referenced in the documents, including former presidents like Bill Clinton and celebrities and business leaders.
Many of the people who have been publicly named, including Clinton, have not been accused of any wrongdoing, but the documents are answering some questions about Epstein's web of associates and famous friends who would meet him at his various locations around the globe.
Peter Ducey joins us now with more details on this. Hey, Peter.
Good morning. And the former President Bill Clinton's team is now reminding us that by now it's been about 20 years since the last time Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein talked. But he is right there in the pages of this deposition that's now been released by Epstein accuser Joanna Schoberg. So the question from an attorney was, did Jeffrey ever talk to you about Bill Clinton? And she said that he said one time that Clinton likes them young, referring to girls.
Bill Clinton, the former president of the United States who took multiple flights on Epstein's private jet and was a frequent visitor to his homes. Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein's relationship is a complex and intriguing one. While Clinton has consistently denied any wrongdoing or close relationship with him, there are several connections between the two that have raised eyebrows. One of the earliest reported connections between Clinton and Epstein dates back to March 1995, when Epstein attended a posh banquet in Palm Beach where Clinton was a guest. However, it wasn't until the early 2000s that their relationship became more public. Clinton flew on Epstein's private jet, dubbed Lolita Express, to various locations around the world, including Africa, Asia, and Europe. Epstein's jet was equipped with luxurious amenities, and it's alleged that Epstein used the jet to transport underage girls to his private island. Clinton has claimed that he took 4 trips on Epstein's jet, but a 2016 Fox News report alleged that Clinton took at least 26 flights. Clinton's camp has denied this claim, stating that the report was inaccurate. Epstein's relationship with Clinton was likely facilitated by their shared interest in charity. Epstein was a major donor to the Clinton Foundation, and Clinton has praised Epstein's charitable efforts. However, it's worth noting that Epstein's victims have made allegations against Clinton. Virginia Gulf, one of Epstein's most prominent accusers, claimed in her memoir that she saw Clinton on Epstein's private island with two beautiful girls. Gulf has alleged that Epstein trafficked her to Clinton, but Clinton has denied these allegations.
Former President Bill Clinton is going to be identified as one of several John Does named in previously redacted documents related to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Alexandria Hoff joins us now with more on this developing story. Hey, Alex.
Hey, Griff. Yeah, and Clinton is not the only big name expected to be released in this. Currently, within the hundreds of pages of sealed court filings related to Epstein, there are more than 150 individuals identified only as John or Jane Does, but the legal masking is about to come off.
Clinton's representatives have maintained that they had no knowledge of Epstein's crimes and their relationship was purely charity. However, the connections between Clinton and Epstein are undeniable, and the allegations against Clinton are certainly troubling. Ultimately, the true nature of Clinton and Epstein's relationship remains unclear. While Clinton has denied any wrongdoing, the allegations against him are serious and warrant further investigation. The second broker to take a look at, Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, who was a close friend of Epstein's and has been accused of having sex with one of Epstein's underage victims. Prince Andrew's association with Epstein, a convicted sex offender, has raised numerous questions and sparked widespread criticism. The two men met in the 1990s, and Epstein is believed to have introduced Prince Andrew to his wealthy and influential social circle. One of the most concerning aspects of their relationship is the allegation that Prince Andrew has sex with Virginia Gulf, one of Epstein's victims, when she was just 17 years old. Prince Andrew has denied these allegations, but Gulf's account is corroborated by several witnesses and flight records.
He is the most hideous dancer I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it was horrible, and this guy was sweating all over me. Like, his sweat was like, it was raining basically everywhere, and I was just like, what? Grossed out from it. But I knew I had to keep him happy because that's what Jeffrey and Ghislaine would expect from me. People on the inside are going to keep coming up with these ridiculous excuses, like his arm was elongated, or the photo was doctored, or he came to New York to break up with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, come on. I'm calling BS on this because that's what it is. He knows what happened. I know what happened. And there's only one of us telling the truth, and I know that's me.
Prince Andrew's friendship with Epstein also raises questions about his judgment and character. Epstein was a known sex offender, and Prince Andrew continued to associate with him even after his own conviction. In 2011, Prince Andrew faced criticism for his continued friendship with Epstein, and he eventually resigned as the UK's trade envoy. However, the controversy surrounding the relationship has only intensified in recent years. Prince Andrew gave a disastrous interview to the BBC, in which he attempted to defend his relationship with Epstein. The interview was widely panned, and Prince Andrew's explanations to his actions were deemed unsatisfactory.
Has made allegations against you. She says she met you in 2001. She says she dined with you, danced with you at Tramp nightclub in London. She went on to have sex with you in a house in Belgravia belonging to Ghislaine Maxwell, your friend. Your response?
I have no recollection of ever meeting this lady. None whatsoever.
You don't remember meeting her?
No. The problem was the fact that once he had been convicted,
you stayed with him.
I stayed with him. And that's the bit that as it were, I kick myself for on a daily basis, because it was not something that was becoming of a member of the royal family. And we try and uphold the highest standards and practices, and I let the side down. Simple as that.
In the aftermath of the interview, Prince Andrew faced intense scrutiny, and he eventually announced that he would be stepping back from his royal duties. The relationship between Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein is a deeply troubling one. The allegations against Prince Andrew are serious and warrant further investigation. The royal family's reputation has been damaged by Prince Andrew's actions, and it is essential that they take steps to address the situation and ensure that those responsible are held accountable. Another power broker who has been linked to Jeffrey Epstein is Jean-Luc Brunel.
Brunel was charged with rape of minors over the age of 15 and sexual harassment, according to a statement from the prosecutor's office. He was initially detained on Wednesday at Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport as he was about to board a flight to Senegal. His ownership of an apartment in an upmarket Paris district and allegations from women who say they were abused in France prompted French prosecutors to open their own investigation.
News out of France, everybody. The Paris prosecutor's office has confirmed to NBC News that a former modeling agent linked to Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his prison cell this morning. The office says that it appeared Jean-Luc Brunel, quote, died by suicide because he was discovered dead from hanging himself with his sheets.
Jean-Luc Brunel is a French modeling agent and founder of the MC2 modeling agency. He has been accused of providing young girls to Epstein, and he has been sued by several of Epstein's victims. Brunel has denied any wrongdoing, but his close relationship with Epstein and his involvement in the modeling industry have raised suspicions about his potential role in Epstein's sex trafficking operation. These individuals and many others like them were part of Epstein's inner circle. They were the ones who helped him build the empire, who provided him with access to its power and influence, and who helped him evade justice.
Not feeling sorry that he's dead, you know. I had really a goal, you know, to see him in court and to tell him exactly, you know, what he did to me, what he took from me. I still can't believe it, you know. It's frustrating. I'm in shock, you know, because for 2.5 years I've been fighting together with other survivors of Brunel, you know, to get a trial, you know, to get some form of justice, and now that's gone. A trial would be some form of closure also, and that's taken away from us.
But what did they know about Epstein's crimes? And when did they know it? Did they actively participate in his activities, or did they simply turn a blind eye? We're going to find out more as we delve into episode 3. Thank you for listening, and join us again.